welcome. You can tell I have some background music. It's very related to, I don't know, this. Until the song starts. Actually, I think as long as I recognize the artist and song title, I can play this right.
Soldiers come quickly. I feel the earth beneath my feet.
Do you know Rilo Kiley?
I'm
This is Rilo
feeling
Kiley.
badly.
This
It's
song
not
is called The Execution of All Things on the title of the album, The Execution of All Things.
And if you're well off, well then I'm happy some for you. But I'd rather not celebrate my defeat and humiliation here with you.
Check out Rilo Kiley if you've never heard of them. I've been following them for about 26 years. I don't know, a long time. 99 maybe. And okay, so it's related to this. These are the goodies I brought back from Portland. This is my classic deck I just haven't put back out yet that I took with me on my trip. And this lovely little wrap was gifted to me by my Reiki practitioner / she's also a tarot reader, and she gifted me one of her extra little baggies. So anyway, the reason I played that song is because, okay, I'm walking through Portland PDX airport, and they wouldn't let me check in yet, so I'm like, because I was like super early, so I walked around. I'm like, I'll just peruse the little shop, see what's here, grab some water, whatever. So I walk into this shop. It like was like it suctioned me in like a tractor beam because I saw like weird stuff. And I go in and they have all these card decks, and I'm like, oh, you know what that means? I am in my element. And paper products and journals and like weird like cards, handmade cards, like it's just amazing stuff. All of a sudden, I'm like halfway through the store. I haven't really acknowledged anybody. I was just like suction cupped to all the stuff, you know, that's where my attention was. And all of a sudden this song comes on, and I'm like, I whipped my head around, and the person behind the little kiosk counter looked startled and looked right at me, like with a big smile on her face. And I looked at her and I was like, and she's like, yeah. And she was playing it from her phone over the speakers, and I'm like I couldn't talk because I was so excited. Nobody ever knows who Rilo Kiley is. No one ever plays them out in public. They're just like not, they're like a cult. Like you really got to know them to like be aware of them, of course. So she's like, Rilo Kiley, and I'm like, yes. And I said, the execution of all, and she was like, yeah. And I'm like, takeoff and landings, yeah. Like album titles, song titles, blah blah blah. And so we just like bonded, and that like in the middle of it, I was like we had that feeling of like we found our people, and I just said, I love you, and she's like, I love you too. And she's like, we're like this right now, and I'm like, I know. It was awesome. So anyway, she worked in this store, PIPH, Piff. I don't know. I guess that's how you say it. Cutest little shop. I think they call themselves like the most amazing shop in the world. So I brought home some goodies for us to use, and when I looked at these, I had tarot readings in mind, intuitive readings. So the right questions for self-awareness, mood map, cards to help you understand your emotions. Hello, that is gonna just go perfectly. The meaning of life, cards for profound and playful chat. Hello, I'm always looking for more self-reflection cards. And then resilience. And there's a whole thing like we often overestimate how fragile we are, blah, 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 blah. So we're far stronger than we imagined. Look at these little cuties. They're like 2 stacks of like, with art on the back. These, like, look how cute they are. They're this little, like the size of my mouth. So yeah, I'm really excited to incorporate these new babies from the weirdest little shop in Portland into our tarot readings. And then I'm bringing back the cat tarot that I got while I was there, and the reclaimed tarot that I got while I was there. So I'm really pleased with supporting the local artists, because these are like small batch items. I think this one's like actually on Amazon, and the rest of these might be, but they're just like, I've never seen them anywhere before. Like everything in that shop was just like. So anyway, after we're done here, I'm going to turn back some Rilo Kiley on the speakers, and we'll just see what wants to be used today. So I'll set these aside for now. So here we are. Welcome. Fully back home, ready to do a reading, and kind of wondering like what energies are going to come through. I feel like, you know what I really feel like? A good old Celtic cross. Why not? It just feels so good. So let's just see what message wants to come through, because that'll give us the most well-rounded reading. All the angles. From every angle, past, present, future, conscious, subconscious, surrounding energies, what's hidden, what's in our hearts, our hopes and fears, potential outcomes. It's literally got everything. And then we'll just see how deep we want to go and see if we get into an extended or not. So thanks for humoring me with that little story time. So thank you, Spirit, for whatever messages that you feel is needed for us right now. We have the King of Wands. Let me see. Let's start over here. I have to like reorient to my space. I feel like I've been gone forever, and it's been a week. Crossed by the Hermit. I wonder what this is going to tell us. Wow. Okay. It feels like we're trying to move. We're trying to move some grief energy. It's like we're trying to move some grief, some loss. Do you feel that? And the Queen of Pentacles in the recent past. Yeah, we've definitely been feeling like a nurturing, precious kind of energy, like we really care for something, and maybe that's something we've lost. And the Ace of Pentacles is like we're wanting to move past this. It's like we're moving past it. We're wanting to move past it. And not past it, but through it. This fire energy of the King of Wands is like moving through, not just blowing past it like sword energy. It's like we want to alchemize it, like truly like integrate this. Just move through it, you know? When you move through loss, it's not like we want to ignore it. We want to feel the feelings by going inward. This Hermit, he kind of goes up to the mountaintop to contemplate things, but this is you wanting to come back down from the mountain and kind of move through it. You don't want to stay up there forever. And then we have the Four of Cups. In the near future, if we don't move through this like we wish to, then I feel like this is us becoming kind of closed off again. Not again, but just like closing down. Like we literally have our arms over our heart center. Like, I can't go through this again, sort of energy. I'm not open to the gifts on the other side of moving through this grief. And you know, the gifts, it's hard to imagine when you move through grief that there's going to be gifts on the other side, but it's the gift of love and like seeing those relationships, whatever loss you're going through, is seeing them in the light, like the happy memories. But when we don't move through them, we're kind of stuck in like not even being able to think about the happy times. And then in our heart space, here we are again. This is the Two of Wands. This is a wanting to move out of our stuck place, out of our comfort zone. I'm trying to block that outside. Now, I hope you did not hear that. That was a cat puking. Oh God, I hope you can't hear that. La 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 la. Are you okay, baby? Oh, I'm so sorry you had to witness any amount of that. I feel like that's like kind of the energy here. Do you feel like you're like, oh God, I'm so sorry. Hold on, I gotta mute this in case we're getting any feedback. Okay. Yeah, I'm really sorry if that was too much reality for you. So the Two of Wands, well, my cats are moving through something. Something's moving through them, rather. Yikes. We're about to have some more noises out there when the cat feeder goes off in 2 minutes. So this person, like in your heart space, you're wanting to move out of that stuck place of your comfort zone. Like, and it's not comfortable. It's actually not a comfort zone when you're just like that stuck energy of grief where it's just there and it's like it's not moving, and you actually do want to move it. It's so weird that I'm wearing this shirt with a skull on it, with a skeleton that kind of reminds me, like it's got flowers all over it. It's my Amanda Palmer tour shirt from 2019. I was just thinking, like, as I looked down, there were flowers, and it's like, and cat hair on the skull, which reminds me of like the beauty, like those beautiful memories. If you are experiencing loss, as in some relationship or personal loss through death, through the dying process, through transitioning, that's what it made me think of. The flowers over the skull here is like that, recognizing the beauty and the cycles of life, and that they lived a beautiful life, and you can honor that and have those happy memories after moving, while and after moving through the grief. And it's like you don't want to be stuck through that. If it is a loss, like to that degree, it might be a loss of something else, or just grief for some other circumstance. But that's what it made me think of with the flowers. Is like there can be beauty in recognizing the cycles of birth, loss, rebirth, like the transformative cycles we go through. We have to leave things behind so we can move into something new, welcome in something new. There's the feeder. We got all kinds of stuff going on, guys. All kinds of noises. And then in the surrounding energy, we have the world. I couldn't have, oh my God, these are the energies we're feeling. These are the cycles of life, like rebirth, transformation, like everything's like coming around, like the full completion of cycles. That's just literally what we said, right? And that's the card that is that energy. It's the world can also just, that card could just be called life. The cycles of life, it's beautiful. So those are some surrounding energies there with like the cycles of all things, and it's like, don't close off to grief. We have to process. It's part of the process. It really is. Everything, no matter what we're dealing with in life, there's loss. Because how can we move into something new without letting something come to a close, like closing a chapter? Could be to a career. It could be to friendships. It could be closing to, just these things no longer serve me, so that I can welcome in something new. So whatever your version of loss is, it's okay to grieve it. In fact, we should grieve it, because with grief, there's a celebration. So there's always that opposing energy that is the truth of the thing. It's part of the truth of the thing. So remember how we talked about opposites revealing each other. If you watched that, whatever video that was, I've said it many times. I don't know where it was. It's grief, and the other side of that is celebration, like celebrations of life. That's why that exists, because we know that helps us move through the grief. It's part of the whole cycle. It's part of the process. It's the other side of that coin. Wow. I'm feeling that. I don't know what this is about, but I feel for you. Like grief is like, trying to think where it's showing up in my life right now, because oftentimes with these readings, I feel some element here, like these are collective energies. So take what resonates. Well, the part that resonates with me is the more I go through this trauma healing training, which is part therapy as well, because we practice on each other. Like you can't help but become part of that process, right? And things are dying away so that new things can be born. Like all week long, I've had stuff dying away. And part of it is a celebration, because I'm like, yes, finally, I'm moving through this. Like moving through. That's what this energy is. Okay, so yeah, I resonate with some amount of this. And then what are our hopes and fears? We have the Ace of Swords. So there's the Ace of Swords brings this like divine clarity. And there's like this fresh perspective, which makes total sense when we move through this process. It's we come out of grief, and part of that is celebration. We come out of letting something go so that something can come in, and that could be a clarity of like, oh, that's why this was such a big feeling. Now I understand. Now I understand what this person meant to me, what this situation meant for my life. Even though it's time to let it go, I realize the gifts that it brought me. Whatever that is for you, there's a clarity coming, and that's the hope. The hope is that it's going to come. Because sometimes when we move through grief, it's like, well, how long is this process? Where's the clarity? Where's that gift? And then if there's a fear, honestly, I don't know what the fear would be here. Maybe the cutting away nature, like with the swords, where sometimes there's a swift cutting away of things, and maybe it's a fear of letting go too quickly. That resonates. Maybe for you too, who knows? And then the potential outcome, we have the Ace of Wands, which is so funny. We got these two aces back to back. The hope of Ace, the Ace of Swords being that clarity and that fresh perspective coming in, and then the reality of the situation is truly a new start. That here we are, the King of Wands, saying, I'm ready to take action on this. I'm ready to move, alchemize through fire, that burning energy of like, whoosh, there's a spark there. I'm trying to think of the right word. When you're ready to burn something up, like let it go and move through the flames. And here the Ace of Wands is saying, you've done it. You've got a fresh start now. Yeah, that's beautiful. And then we have the Page of Cups for the overall energy, which is, the Page of Cups brings this curiosity of heart. Like there's this openness, this fresh emotional maturity coming in, but also still youthful, not serious maturity, but like you've gone through something, you've grown this heart space. Like you grew in the heart from this, like where you were closed off before. There's this fresh curiosity, fresh, joyful youthfulness, yet a maturity of the heart after you. So this is the potential outcome if we don't process this grief. The Four of Cups is like, no, I'm closed off. I don't want, no more. Nope. No connection, no nothing. And then this is saying, to get to this Ace of Wands, yeah, we've got that. We're moving through it. So this is a very positive, like, trajectory you're on. So what I'd like to do is, because this is like a very gentle, sweet, like sensitive kind of reading. Like grief is hard to process. I mean, it's hard to sit with. I have a lot of acquaintances, various levels. I don't know, they're not levels, but like a lot of different forms of grief that friends and acquaintances are processing, and clients of mine. And I see it from the outside and see how hard it is to move through it, because it's unpredictable, and some days hit real hard and it's hard to even get up out of bed, and then other days it's like more hopeful, and it's not linear. And so there's a sensitivity there that I'm feeling here in this reading too, of just like taking one day at a time and not putting the weight of expectation of how each day is going to look or feel. And sometimes it's the way someone innocently says something to you that just sends you right back down to as if it was fresh all over again. And I've seen that with acquaintances, friends. So what I'd like to do is, let's clarify that Page of Cups, please. Let's clarify this overall energy. we have the Three of Pentacles, which is this collaboration and togetherness, like building something new from a really solid beginning. But with togetherness, it's not just your own thing. It's like you have the support of people around you to bolster you. And so that's just know that you have that in your life. And if you don't see it in the people around you, just know that spirit is there. You've got, bolstering is the word that comes to mind. You've got that support system. So let's clarify the King of Wands. We've got the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is, look at it, his hands on his head. He's literally like, it's hard. This is that one day at a time. What's today look like kind of energy. It's like, I just want to burn through it. I just want to keep processing. I'm going to pull one more for that. And we have the World again. So it's those daily cycles. That's confirmation there. That's what we're dealing with. The daily cycles of like, what's this? How's it showing up today? And it's like, give yourself so much grace and self-care. That's all that needs to be done. Like, just take care of yourself. Like the Hermit is doing. Let's clarify that Hermit. We got the King of Cups. And the King of Cups, look, this energy coming out of his heart center, and his eyes are closed, like he's fully inward, but with strength. And that's what this Hermit is doing. He's gone inward. Pull another one of those. And we have the Eight of Pentacles. This is that daily, it's the daily processing. The Eight of Pentacles is it's that day by day feeling. Day by day doing the work. Day by day feeling the feelings. And so just know that that is the process. That's what we've been talking about the whole time so far, is that's the process. That's confirmation. Let's clarify this. If this really is grief, like this Five of Cups, and sometimes it's what we don't see. Is there anything about this we don't see that we need to see? We have the Tower. Okay, so let me clarify that, because that could go any number of ways. And the Star. Ah, that's beautiful. So that's exactly what this is. So the Star is healing energy, and the Tower is a swift, abrupt change. Like things have to come to an end. It's like the completion of the cycle in some regard. So there's definitely, like, the Tower feels destructive. So whatever you're going through, it does feel like, things are ending. It does feel like maybe an end to things. But it's in the name of healing. So you're definitely healing something. It just might feel swift, abrupt, a little destructive, like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. But there's healing and there's hope here. So there's definitely a positive slant or direction toward this energy. It's moving, you're moving through it, and it's moving in the right direction. Even though it's like this day by day, it's still like this. That's what I'm feeling as far as this energy movement, and this is confirmation of that, because we're moving up towards this Ace of Pentacles, which is like this divinely inspired fresh perspective, fresh start. Which, it's funny, we got the Pentacles here. This is, again, the fresh start here is through collaboration, meaning you have a support system. So let's clarify the Queen of Pentacles. Where we've been in our past leading up to now. We've got the Three of Cups, which is like another mirror of the Three of Pentacles in a way. The Three of Cups is togetherness, celebration, harmony, the love that surrounds you. And the Queen of Pentacles is all love, all nurturing, all adoration. And we've got the Five of Pentacles here, which is like, this is again a confirmation that we're dealing with some loss. We're dealing with this kind of stuck energy in a way. Like there's a stickiness here that we're trying to move through. That we said that from the get-go. And this is confirmation that we want to move out of that and into togetherness. So there's this community feeling here showing up over and over. It's not just you alone. That this is anything but that. This is you in community. This is you with like moving through the cycles with the support of the people around you. So I hope you can feel that or recognize that where it's showing up in your particular life and circumstance. So Ace of Pentacles, let's clarify that in our conscious desires and hopes and whatever our conscious mind is doing it right now. And we have the Sun. So it's somehow you do have some optimism. And that's what we've said. Like you're definitely seeing the right direction here of healing. And with this fresh start, you are optimistic that fresh start is coming. That you can be like, oh, yes, like, oh, the weight is lifted. You've moved through the grief. And we have the Chariot, and it's happening swiftly. This is you taking the reins, and it's supportive energy. So again, you've got this, you've been bolstered with this support to move through it swiftly. Now, it's not swift, like there's definitely a stickiness here, but once it starts to lift, you're like, oh yes. And it's like this big whoosh. It's like cry all the cries, because I feel like there's going to be a laugh at the end of some of those cries, like, oh my God, the beauty of this process. I hope you can feel into like the cycles of life and just eventually get to a place where you're like, we're meant to celebrate each other. We're meant to grieve each other. We're meant to celebrate each other. Like there's a cycle to that of, oh man, whatever you're dealing with, this is beautiful energy at the end of the day. Like this is life energy. I said that with the world. Just the beauty in the cycles of life, that we're only here for a short time. Let's clarify here. I'm doing all this clarification. We're not, like, maybe we'll stop and go into an extended with my new little babies here and do some reflections. But let's get through the clarification. So the Two of Wands in our heart center. We've got the Queen of Pentacles again. That is our heart center. We want to come out of this sticky place because we do have so much love. That we know that the people we might be grieving, whoever that is for you or whatever circumstance, doesn't want us. They don't want us to be stuck in that for long. And that's what this is confirming here. Like there was so much love there for the person, for the thing, the circumstance, whatever that is, that whatever it is wouldn't want you to be stuck. It wants you to celebrate. And the Strength card. This is that trusting the strength that you have around you and trusting the strength that you have within you to move this energy, to move through it. Then you know it, because the strength in your heart space, that's what this is. There's so much beautiful, guys. Let's clarify the world. We have the Wheel. You know, I'm laughing because I fully expected this to come out at some point. Because with this world, remember when I held it up and I'm like, it's the cycles of like the completion, the ending of a cycle, the beginning of another. And that's what the Wheel is too. But I was really feeling it in the world this time. Like everything comes around and you have to move through things to bring things to completion, to make way for what's new. And the Wheel is that energy also. And then you're going to move through this. And like she's on top like this, Sun, that wheel where these people are on top, just like, that's the energy you're moving towards. And then the Hanged Man is kind of like the Hermit in this way, where they've gained some of that clarity. Like we're moving into that. They're moving this energy. It's an energy movement reading where the Hanged Man has to like contort and move, change positions to get this energy to move. So you might have to think about things differently, move your body, feel the feelings, and then gain that clarity from your higher self that says, oh, I've moved. Like, this is what life's about, is moving energy. When we're stagnant, and no good can come from that. Change is the only constant, and this is you saying, oh, finally I'm moving through it, because that's that surrounding energy, is like cycles and energy movement and moving ourselves to gain that clarity. Oh my gosh, I love confirmations. It's like that's exactly these energies we've been feeling since laying the first cards down. Ace of Swords, let's clarify that in our hopes and fears. We've got the Ace of Wands. Isn't it hilarious that we've got the Ace, like as we move up into this, we've got a confirmation of the Ace of Wands. We got the confirmation of the World twice, Queen of Pentacles twice. Like, we're always getting these confirmations in the most beautiful way. And the Ace of Wands is that again. It's this clarity of just like spirit and like this fire. You've moved this fire energy of moving through something, like burning through these energies. Not necessarily like whoosh, burn it up, but just like like when you walk through the fire, when you walk through the flames, you know that metaphor? Like, it fortifies you in a way, like it burns away what's not necessary. So when you move through grief, it's like you're putting to rest, not only like you think you've put to rest some closure of something, right? Whether it's a person literally transitioning out of life into some other realm, or a situation, you're bringing closure to something, and it's like it's burning and through it, burning it away, which transforms, because fire is a transformation energy. It doesn't just like drop, it like changes it into another element. So yeah, that's confirmation that your hope is that it's not just forgetting this person, forgetting the situation, and not gaining any wisdom from it. It's like there is a fire right here in the third eye center. It's like you've gained the wisdom from whatever you've moved. And then we have the Emperor. With this, this would be the fear part of the card, is that if you, let's see, if there's any fear to be had, it would be, what if I didn't move through this? I would become just like rigid. Like, fire can't move through the Emperor. He's just like very rigid in his thoughts, beliefs, everything. So I mean, there's positive aspect to being that way, but that's not what this reading is about. This is the fear part of that energy. It's just like blocking people out. Like, he's an immovable force. Okay, and you don't want to be that way. This is all about moving through, and you're changing in the process. The Emperor doesn't like change. So that would be the fear part if you didn't move through this. So let's see about the Ace of Wands and the potential outcome. We have the Eight of Wands. It's funny how we've gotten the wands for all this, like, and that's the swift, like, this incoming, just, the fire that fortifies. Man, you've really gone through the fire by this point. And the Queen of Wands, you guys, I can't even make this up. She is a force to be reckoned with. She can make anything happen. You have gone through something, and then this this strength. So you've been, just look at the support around you. There's definitely something about the people around you helping you through this, to help you come into a place of inner strength to move through. And just like you're walking over the coals. Like, that builds your feet are like the strength, built up in your tissues to keep walking through coals. Like, you are, wow. this isn't just like, oh, now you're healed. This is like you are fully transformed. That's what all of this fire energy is doing. So you good. I feel like that's not even the half of it. You are. I wonder why I only pulled one clarifying card there. Interesting, huh? But that's okay. We're going to go into the extended and round this out with a bunch of some more clarifications and reflection energy, because this is something that whatever this is for you in your situation, this is deep stuff. This is one of those phases of life kind of things that you're going to look back on and be like, oh, that was that time. That was that big milestone or marker in my life. Wow. Okay, so we're going to pause here and go into the extended. So thank you. And I'm really, like, I don't know what else to say. I'm like, my heart's with you, because this is so big. Do you feel that? Do you feel like maybe you're on some phase of this? Like, you know, we've gone past, present, future. And so feel into that. Like, where are you in this process? And then reach out if you want to do a one-on-one reading, and we can get into the nitty-gritty for your specific scenario. But yeah, a big chunk of you are going through something major, like a big life moment, and it's very transformative. So yeah, heart is with you. So thank you for being here, and thanks for your support, and I'll see you over in the extended. Bye. Oh wait, I want to play this one.